Maria stood on the front porch of what had once been her home, her heart heavy and her bags at her feet. The door shut behind her with a finality that sent a shiver through her. For years, she had cleaned and cared for the house, making sure everything was in order. She cooked, repaired, and maintained it while her cousin Evelyn took credit for the home's pristine state. Maria had kept the household running like clockwork, sacrificing her own dreams and comfort, but none of it mattered when she fell ill. As soon as she couldn't keep up with the work, Evelyn's patience ran out. "Nothing personal," Evelyn had said, her voice cold. "But you can't live here for free." It wasn't just the house that Maria had cared for. Her whole life had been one long stretch of being overlooked and mistreated. As a child, her cousins and their friends had bullied her relentlessly. Cruel taunts, stolen toys, whispered secrets. Her own parents never stepped in to protect her. They dismissed her tears as overreactions and told her to toughen up. The one source of warmth and love in her life had always been her grandmother, Agnes. Maria and Agnes shared a bond unlike any other. Agnes saw her when no one else did. She encouraged Maria's dreams, listened to her worries, and made her feel safe. When Agnes fell ill, it was Maria who stepped up without hesitation. She managed every doctor's visit and hospital appointment without fail, staying by her side when no one else would. She read to her when she was too tired to speak and held her hand through nights of pain. Even when the rest of the family kept their distance, Maria never wavered. With nowhere to go after Evelyn's cold-hearted eviction, Maria spent the night in a small motel, unsure of what her future held. But the next morning, everything changed. A call from a lawyer informed her that Agnes had passed away and left her entire estate to Maria. Stunned, Maria traveled to the lawyer's office where she learned the extent of the inheritance: a sprawling country estate, a sizable savings account, and valuable heirlooms. Agnes had always been kind to Maria, but they hadn't spoken much in the last few months. Still, the lawyer presented a handwritten letter from her grandmother explaining the decision. "You've always had a kind heart, my dear, even when others did not. You deserve a fresh start and a safe place. I hope this estate brings you peace and joy." The lawyer also revealed something more: a video message from Agnes and an additional clause in the will. In the video, Agnes looked frail but determined. "My darling Maria, I know this will come as a surprise. I've watched the way you've been treated, with cruelty and indifference, and it broke my heart. You were the only one who cared for me when I was at my weakest. Because of that, the majority of my estate will go to you. I'm leaving only 1% to the rest of the family, and should anyone contest this will, they will forfeit even that. Maria, you are my heart, and I trust you to use this gift wisely." The estate was more magnificent than Maria had imagined. A grand old house with ivy crawling up its stone walls, acres of rolling green fields, and a quiet lake shimmering in the distance. As she settled in, she felt a sense of belonging she hadn't felt in years. But peace was short-lived. When word spread of the inheritance, Maria's family descended upon her like a storm. Evelyn led the charge, furious and incredulous. "She must have been confused. You barely visited her." Evelyn spat. "We deserve a share. We're family." They tried to contest the will in court, but the judge upheld Agnes's wishes. The estate was Maria's without question, and because they challenged it, they lost even the 1% Agnes had offered them. After their defeat, the same family members who had turned their backs on Maria came pleading. "Family helps family," they said, suddenly warm and affectionate. Maria stood firm. "Family helps family? Where was that kindness when I had nowhere to go? When I needed support, you shut me out. My grandmother believed I deserved this, and I intend to honor her wishes." Though it hurt, Maria knew she needed to protect herself and the gift Agnes had given her. And in the quiet comfort of her new home, she finally found the peace and joy her grandmother had wished for her. But one evening, as she sorted through the old belongings in the attic, she discovered a locked wooden box with her grandmother's initials carved into the lid. With the key she found tucked inside an old diary, she opened the box and gasped. Inside were letters, dozens of them, written by Agnes to Maria's mother, pleading with her to reach out to Maria to mend their fractured relationship. And at the bottom of the stack was one final letter, addressed to Maria. My dearest Maria, if you are reading this, then you know I left my estate to you. But there is more I need you to understand. There are secrets in this family, secrets I could never bear to reveal in life. The reason I chose you is because I know you have the strength and kindness to face the truth. There is a safety deposit box at Fairview Bank, box number 173. The key is in the old grandfather clock. Please, my dear, find the truth and set things right. With all my love, Agnes. Maria's heart pounded. The next day, she went to the bank and retrieved the contents of the box. Inside were documents, adoption papers. But it wasn't her adoption, it was Evelyn's. Stunned, Maria realized why her grandmother had been so insistent that the estate go to her. Evelyn had never been their blood relative, and their family had kept the truth hidden for years. When Maria confronted Evelyn with the papers, her cousin's face turned pale. You wouldn't tell anyone, would you?" she whispered. Maria looked at her for a long moment. "Family helps family, right?" she said softly, "but only when there's honesty." But the twist wasn't over. As Maria debated what to do, another letter fell from the stack of documents, one from a law firm. It revealed that there was yet another estate Agnes had kept hidden, a secret fortune invested overseas, and the rightful heir to it was Maria. The weight of the truth settled on Maria's shoulders, but this time it felt different. She wasn't the helpless, overlooked girl anymore. She was the woman her grandmother had believed in, and she was ready to take her destiny into her own hands.